Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to look at the McFarlane DC Multiverse, Aquaman, and the Lost Kingdom, King Kordax. I have no idea who King Kordax is, but he looks pretty freaking cool. So let's take a look. Start at the top, 22 moon parts, McFarlane Toys, age 12 plus, DC Multiverse, Aquaman, and the Lost Kingdom, King Kordax. Here he is in the package. He's got a trident. Crazy looking texture and sculpt on this guy. One side of the package, King Kordax from Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. Other side, King Kordax. At the bottom, his credits, his barcode, and at the back, here he is. So with no further ado, let's open him up. And I did get the entire wave from figureneforall.com. I believe they're a Canadian-based website. They get the figures a little bit earlier than the US sometimes. Well, it's not the entire wave. They were sold out of the Seahorse, but the McFarlane Toy Store had that one in stock, so I ordered it there, although it hasn't shipped yet. And there's also a Target exclusive Aquaman. Alright, now that this figure out of the package, here he is with all his accessories laid out. He comes with a display stand, a collector's card, and then a black trident. But before we take a look at those, let's talk about and check out the actual figure. So this is King Kordax. His collector's card says he's a huge brute and a true conqueror. He wears ceremonial armor and wields a powerful magical dark energy that could ultimately prove deadly to both sea and surface dwellers. From the trailer of the film, I believe the Black Trident holds that power, and then I believe Black Manta takes it from him, giving him a ton of power to fight Aquaman and Orm. So let's take a look. So, start with his head here, and it is really weird looking. McFarlane does an excellent job on the weird, monstrous type figures. He has this ceremonial armor, I guess. I mean, it looks like it's been underwater for a long time. It's kind of getting messed up. I mean, look at that. He's got all kind of stuff coming off the back of him. It's sort of split down the middle. You can see his two eyes, his really creepy looking mouth. The figure is just really weird looking, and I like it. As we go further down, he has double jointed elbows, double jointed knees. The cape looks pretty good. It's got some holes in it. As a whole, it's just a really cool, unique looking figure. I'm really curious to see his role in the film. I'm kind of expecting it to be a little more minor, but who knows. And a closer look at his face and head sculpt. Weird and creepy, to say the least. And he's weird. He looks weird. Very unique. I guess his armor, I don't know, it looks like crustacean, like it's been underwater for a long time. The whole figure is just very odd looking, and that's the appeal of it. I think he's really cool because of that. Now for his accessories, and let's start off with the boring stuff. Here's his display stand. It's a typical McFarlane stand we've seen a million times before. It's a black circle. It's very thin, very basic, but it gets the job done. Now for his collector's card. As you can see, it's a drawing of King Kordax holding the black trident. King Kordax from Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. On the back side, there is a description. If you want to read that, pause now. Now for his black trident. It has a magical dark power. As you can see, here are sort of the forks at the top. And as we go further down, it's got a large pole. Here's King Kordax holding that black trident. He only has one gripping hand, so you can only hold it with one hand, not with two. Now the Black Manta figure for this wave doesn't come with any weapons, but this trident will be a perfect weapon to share between Kordax and Black Manta, since I believe he takes it from him in the film. Now they've taken a pretty good look at both the figure and his accessories. Now for his height. From bottom to the very top of his head or crown or wherever that is, staying about 8.75 inches tall, which can translate to just over 22 centimeters. Now for his articulation. Starting with his head, of course, it can rotate from side to side. He can look up and down about that much. He can tilt his head from one side to the other. Shoulders on a ball joint goes out a little bit less than 90 degrees. He's got these big things on his shoulders. They do sort of obstruct the articulation. It's ball joint, but doesn't go out quite that far. Up, down, around. He does have a butterfly joint between his shoulder and chest, increasing the range of motion and covering the large gap that would be there. Bicep cut below that. Double jointed elbows. His wrist can rotate, and it's going to be hinged as well. He's got a ball jointed torso. Rotate around. forward and back. Another one is waist, rotate around, forward and back. Between the two, pretty good range of motion in his torso area. Legs, don't completely do the splits, got about this far. McFarlane style hip joints. Rotation is pretty much non-existent. His legs go forward, not very much. Back, not much either. Double jointed knees below that. And then his ankle here, forward and back, although back not much, just forward. Rotate, tilt, rock, and of course, articulation. Here's a look at King Kordax in an underwater type setting, and a closer look at his face, weird and grotesque. I believe at one point of the film, Black Manta is going to kill King Kordax and take the magical black trident, giving him power over everyone, and that's going to lead to Aquaman and Orm trying to take down Black Manta. Here's Aquaman and Black Manta locked in combat. Here's a look at Aquaman and Storm taking on the Aquaman villains from this wave. Now let's check them out. Next is some other action figures, starting off with some other Aquaman and Lost Kingdom figures. Here he is, next to Jason Momoa's Aquaman himself, the star of the movie. They made 3 different versions of Aquaman from this film. The regular version, stealth suit, and then stealth suit semi-cloaked. And here he is, next to what I believe are some other villains from the film. Black Manta and the Sunken Citadel Pirate. And with a couple of other creatures from the film. These are some of Aquaman's sidekicks or pets. We have Storm, the giant sea dragon, and then Topo, the octopus. Here's the entire wave of Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom movie figures. Now let's check them out. Next is some other McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. While they didn't make any figures from the first Aquaman film, they did make Jason Momoa from Zack Snyder's Justice League. And here he is, next to all the different McFarlane DC Multiverse Aquaman figures. They've made 7 so far. Then, next is more Aquaman-related characters. We have Aqualad, the Drowned, a different version of Black Manta from the Page Puncher line, and then a couple versions of Ocean Master. And while not specifically Aquaman-related, another under-the-sea type character. Here he is, next to Starro the Conqueror. Now let's check him out. Next is one of their recently released McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. Here he is, next to the Target-exclusive Flashpoint Wave, Collect-a-Build Cyborg. And here he is, next to some Amazon-exclusive glow-in-the-dark figures. We have the Infected Batman, Titan Joker, Swamp Thing, and the Jon Stewart Green Lantern. Then, next to some recent Entertainment Earth-exclusive figures, we have some Blacklight figures on the left, and some sketch line art figures on the right. And now, next to the Wave 2 McFarlane Collector's Edition, both the regular and the Platinum Chase variants of Firestorm, Hawkman, and Sinestro. Here's Kordax, next to the Injustice 2 Superman and Brainiac. There's a Platinum Chase version of Brainiac out there, and I'm on the hunt for him. If anybody has a lead on where I can get one, please drop me a line in the comments below. And here he is, next to the Last Night on Earth, Batman vs. Omega 2-pack. Then, with the Dark Knights of Steel Batman, and both versions of the Jim Gordon Batman. And now, with the Batman Beyond vs. Justice Lord Superman 2-pack. Here he is, next to both versions of the Santa Batman. Then, next to the Big Bad Toy Store exclusive Black and White accent Joker and Martian Manhunter. And now, next to some more McFarlane Toy Store exclusive figures, we have the Patina variant of Superboy Prime and Merciless, then Interrogation Room Joker and Catman. And finally, next to some recent Walmart exclusive figures, we have the Vampire Superman and Hal Jordan, then Black Lightning and Captain Atom. Now let's check them out. Next are some action figures from different various companies, so we can see how he fits in, both scale and style-wise. In case you have no lines you can mix them with, since he's a McFarlane toy, they're typically the 7-inch scale. I'm going to start with my comparisons with some of the larger action figure lines I collect, and work my way smaller. But first, let's check him out with some of his McFarlane Toys brothers. In front of you are 5 different action figure lines, all from McFarlane Toys, all 7-inch scale. And now, next is some Jack Specific and some DST or Diamond Select toys. Here he is, next to a box of Sweetheart candy canes. And here he is, next to some DC Direct and some NECA figures. Then, next to some Mattel and some Jazzwares wrestling figures. And now, with both some Mezco and Mattel DC figures. Then, with some Mafex and some Hasbro Marvel Legends. And finally, next to some SH figure arts and some Jazzwares Fortnite figures. Overall, King Kordax here is a very cool and unique McFarlane figure. He looks kind of like a hybrid between a shellfish and a plant monster. I don't even know what he is, but he looks cool and he looks kind of creepy, sick and disturbing at the same time. The texturing, the sculpt, paint, excellent on this guy. Articulation's good, maybe a little bit restricted in like the shoulders, stuff like that, the hips. His accessory, the Black Trident, very useful for both him and Black Manta. if I were to rate this figure, I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. I really like him. I think his head is so unique and cool. Probably going to bump him down to a 7.5. He has a couple things holding him back, mainly the shoulders. Still, I like him a lot. Nice monstrous figure, stuff McFarlane is really good at. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add it to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.